And who is it? John's probably thinking, who is it? Who's this one that is worthy? The elder says, it's the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David. He is the one that has prevailed. Who is this talking about? Christ, the Son of God. He is the one who is worthy. The Lion of the tribe of Judah. This is used, the Old Testament compares Christ to being the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Why? Because each tribe of Israel, there were 12, each tribe of Israel had their own banner or standard that they would raise, and they would walk along, and each banner had a different animal on it. And Judah's was the lion. The Bible talks about when the standards are raised, the victory will be won. So when the Lion of the tribe of Judah was raised, victory was assured. So Christ comes out of the tribe of Judah. More specifically, out of the line of David. David, being the king of the greatest king of the Old Testament, the one who killed David or Goliath, his line would bring about the Christ. So the Bible is full of references to Christ being the son of David or out of the line of David. That's the whole reason he was born in Bethlehem. It's because he was from David. He has the one that hath prevailed. What does that mean? That means that he was living on earth. That means he was crucified on a cross, dead for 3 days, but that was it. He came out of the grave. He defeated death, hell, and the grave. That's what makes him worthy. That's why we sing, "Worthy is the Lamb." Because he died. Because he stayed dead for 3 days. Because he rose himself from the grave and prevailed against death, hell, and the grave. That is why he is worthy to open the seals. Verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne of the 4 beasts, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent forth into all the earth. He is the Lamb. Remember when Jesus went to John the Baptist? What did John the Baptist say? "Behold, the Lamb that cometh to take away the sin of the world." How did he do that? By being slain. He had to die. The lamb represents submission. Because lambs, sheep in general, anybody that kills animals and processes them for food will tell you that the lamb is one of the saddest things to kill. Because it'll follow you right up to the place where it's going to die. It never fights. It never kicks. It stops. And it'll lay its head in your hand. And it'll lick your hand. And if you stick your face down there, it'll lick your face while you're cutting its throat and letting it bleed out. That's why Christ is compared to a lamb. Because when he was taken to the cross, he never fought. He never kicked. As a matter of fact, what did he do? When he was hanging there on the cross, he forgave the people that put him there. That's why he's compared to the lamb. He is a sacrifice for all mankind. Again, we have this number 7 appearing a couple of times. Again, it's perfection and completeness. The 7 horns represent the strength and the power, and the 7 eyes, the verse specifically describes to us as being the Spirit of God, or the 7 spirits, the 7-fold Spirit of God, which is, anybody remember? We've talked about this a couple times. The 7-fold Spirit of God. is what? The Holy Spirit. Thank you. The Spirit. I'm going to throw this in there as a possibility. Take it for what it's worth. There is thought that this, in this whole scene here from Revelation 4 on, is happening after the rapture. Okay, I'm not saying that it is. I'm going to leave that. That's totally up to you to have that opinion. But let me explain why that people think that. It's because all three parts of God are pictured here. I killed my power cord. That's all right. I'll turn it back on in a minute. All three are pictured here. The Father in the throne, the Son or the Lamb in the midst of the beast and of the elders, and the Spirit in the seven eyes here on the God. All three parts of God are here. Not since creation have all three parts of God been in the same place. Okay? There's always been two in heaven and one on earth. During the Old Testament, God the Father and God the Son, the earth was not living in people like it is now, but it was moving upon the earth. We read countless stories in the Old Testament where the Spirit would move upon people. And then while Christ was here, God the Father and the Holy Spirit was in heaven, and God the Son, or Christ, was here on earth. And then when Christ went away, He said, I have to go away so that I could send the Spirit. That's why we kind of figure all that out, is because of His statement there. So the Spirit comes. So now, since Christ ascended and the Spirit came on the day of Pentecost, God the Father and God the Son have again been in heaven, and the Holy Spirit has been on earth, dwelling in the hearts of men. So, it's believed that once the Spirit leaves, the church has to go with it. Okay, so for the Spirit to be in heaven means that the church is probably there too. Okay, that's just the reasoning that I came up with for people to say that this is after the rapture. Again, totally your opinion. Doesn't really matter. Okay, just formulate your own opinion. Okay, verse 7. Now let me see if I can get this working. Maybe not. Oh well, I'll just fill you in. Verse 6, behold the Lamb. I don't know if you got that one or not. Behold the Lamb who was worthy. Verse 7 and 8, and He came and took the book out of the right hand of Him that sat upon the throne. And when He had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. Christ is worthy. Worthy because of the cross and the resurrection. Worthy because He defeated death, hell, and the grave. All of heaven worships Him because He is worthy, because He is part of God. These, the harps, of course, represent music. Pretty straightforward there. The golden vials full of odors. This would be like perfume or incense.